My name is Jim Sens. I'm over here at Home Waters today. We're going to be tying up this little Pheasant Tail soft hackle wet fly. And it's one of my favorite patterns just to swing in anything, pretty much. If I don't know what to fish for, this is what I love fishing, and it's awesome. You should tie some up, put them in your box. Do it as soon as you watch this. All right, we're going to tie a little Pheasant Tail wet fly in a size 12 on a 1710 Daiichi. Love this hook for this fly. Such a great little pattern. Super fun to just swing through little riffles and off the ends of pools, and it's awesome. You don't have to tie it in just the classic color like me tonight either. You can always tie it in whatever color you want. Honestly, my favorite color to do it is in olive for the green jerk hatch on the Metolius, because they love it. And instead of just fishing dry flies on that river like everybody does, I like to do something a little different for fun, because those fish see everything. And there's like 2 or 3 tails on there. It doesn't have to be anything too major. Honestly, on wet flies you don't even really need a tail most of the time, and no one's going to notice, especially the fish. Okay, so I've got the pheasant tail in for the tail. Now I'm going to tie in some small ultra wire in color gold. And then after this, I'll just nick my thread a little bit there. Now we're going to tie in some more pheasant tail for the body. I like to grab about 4 or 5 fibers of it. I think I might have 6 here, so we'll call it 6 today. And I like to nip off the first like 1/4 inch or so of them, just to get rid of the brittle ends. And then wrap this forward. And leave it hang right there. My fingers are going to get in the way a little bit as I wrap this body around. Sorry about that part, you guys. And as you wrap it up, this is going to start to get a little shorter, so if you take your index finger out of your non-dominant hand and just keep wrapping and hold it, wrap and hold, wrap and hold, you get a nice body. And just tie it off. 3 wraps, and then 2 in front, it's locked in. You can cut off the excess. And then this wire, you want to counter rib it just to help keep everything down as the fish dig their teeth into it. Well, hopefully they dig their teeth into it. Hopefully you're a better fisherman than my buddy Courtney that never catches anything. Feel bad for that guy. And then you just hold your thread tight, and you take your wire, you just spin it gently, and it pops right off. Now next we're going to do the thorax. We're going to use ice dub and pheasant tail. You just want a little tiny bit off this little corner. That's way more than I need. I need like that much. Super fine, not a lot. If you get too big of a thorax on it, that just doesn't look right. I like to have a nice simple thorax. It's just a little bump. It doesn't have to be anything too major. That right there is like perfect. Wrap my thread forward just to create a little thread base where the hen is going to sit. This is India hen back Prince Nymph Brown from Hareline. Stuff's awesome. And I've already prepped one where I've taken and cut, or not cut, stripped off one side of the feather. I peeled everything back so it's laying back nicely, and I tie it in by the tip, fold it over, and then you just cut off the little bit extra you got there. And if I can find my hackle pliers, grab the stem with your hackle pliers. And this first wrap or 2, you want to be fairly delicate with it, because if you pull too hard, it's going to want to break, and that sucks. And just wrap it until you feel like you have enough. I like to keep mine fairly sparse, but I wanted to get these longer ones in there, so it might end up a little heavier than I normally like it. Right about there. 2, 3. And then just create a little bit of a head, and then I'll create the rest of the head with my whip finishes. That's like perfect. And then take your favorite UV glue. I like to use this stuff instead of super glue or epoxy or Sally Hansen's, just because it doesn't have to dry. I can just hit it with the light and it's ready to go fishing with it. And I don't have to leave it laying around on my fly tying desk waiting for it to dry either. Just a little bit like that, and then take your light, hit it a few seconds. That thing's good to go. Ready to fish. Super easy. Quick, easy tie. You can tie a dozen of them in an hour easily. Go fish them.